of our space and just what you put out. I appreciate all you guys. And overall this season, man, our common goal is the Super Bowl. And, we didn't get there, but it's crazy because I talk about this foundation, and Coach also talks about, he put a picture up of a building, and, the D-line room, Rio always mess with me. He said, tell him about that foundation, Will. But I was saying, like, that foundation was shaking all year, but God was holding it together, man, and it's been beautiful. We had our ups and downs, we had our lows, we had our highs, man, but we overcame a lot of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? We got to get over this hump, but there's no other guys that I'd rather go to war with than these guys in the locker room and these coaches, man. I mean, you see the work we put in and day out, man. We just got to keep stacking, keep grinding, and keep pressing forward, and I know we're going to get over this hump.
What's the biggest lesson you take from year 1 to year 2?
Just be free, be yourself. Like, you don't need the approval of anybody. You don't need to worry about nothing. Like, honestly, like, this is the freest I've been all year. Like, when you play for who you know you play for, it's freeing and it's awesome. And these guys in the locker room, they help you with that. And I can't thank the D-line enough, man. They give me so much confidence to go out and just be myself, and it's awesome.
What needs to happen this offseason for you guys to get over that hump, to get the trophy?
Yeah, man, it's really when it starts at OTAs. Everybody coming back, and we're watching film together. I know that's one thing that I want to talk to the guys about when we come back is, how can we do more? How can we give more? What are we doing? Like, are we just going home and just leaving? Like, are we staying extra? Like, how are we watching film together and stuff like that? So I think that's one thing that we can do to make steps forward. And, like, this is my 3rd year, so I'm still learning. I don't want to keep, just putting stuff out there. I'm like, well, I don't know if guys move like that. So, I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that.
Do you feel like you found your voice as a leader this season? And which ways do you think you've grown, or how did you grow it?
Yeah, most definitely. It's been beautiful. And I told the D-line, I said, man, I want to tell the whole team, like, I appreciate them. Like, to me, it's kind of hard coming into a second year trying to tell a 10-year vet what to do or, how to say something. And for them to trust me and to be a captain and trust me to lead them, man, I just, I thank them, you know what I'm saying? So, and me and Coach Ryan talked about, he's like, I need you to speak up more. And I took that challenge because, I've been in the coach at Alabama, what it takes to win and how it takes to turn the program around. And that's just what I want to continue to do here.
Well, it was a difficult season for you guys. Y'all went through a lot of trials and tribulations. Why do you think you all weren't able to necessarily get over the hump? Is there anything at that point?
Execution. We talked about execution from the beginning of the year to the last game of the year, and we have to find out this offseason, how can we execute better? Like, the coaches can do their part, but us as players, like, how can we go out and execute the game plan better? And what are we, like I said, what are the strides that we're making as a collective in here in order to do that?
Well, how close do you feel like you guys are to getting to that next level that this team has ever been to?
We're right there. Like, I don't care what nobody say. This is a fantastic team. We got our quarterback. We got everything we need. We just got to keep stacking and keep persevering, man. We got a squad. It's like I said, we have a squad. We have a great team, and we just got to keep finding ways. Like, if you look at all the teams that's in the AFC, and like, they're just finding a way to win, and that's what we got to do a better job at, is finding a way.
How would you describe the value of y'all's playoff experience in your first 2 years? You won 2, lost 2. How would you describe the value of that?
Yeah, it's great, but we got to win these regular season games so we can get home field advantage. Like, I know talking to some of the guys after the games, like, that's what we have to. So we can't lose to teams like the Titans, the Jets. We got to beat Detroit. Like, we can't, like, suffer losses there. Like, we got to get home field advantage, and I think that's really going to help us. But if we don't, we got to find a way on the road to win, no matter the noise, no matter what it is. Like, we got to find a way to win.
Do you think there's a different level of urgency going into this offseason?
Most definitely. I feel that. Like, the urgency has to pick up around the building with everybody from upstairs to here. Like, it has to pick up. Like, I think that's one thing that we talked about is, like, the moving around slowly. Like, man, we get to do this. It's a joy. Like, this is something you dream of as a little kid. Like, don't let this moment pass you by. Like, step into it, embrace this moment, have fun with it. And, like, that's going to be my whole message. Like, bro, like, step into this fully. Like, embrace this moment. Like, have some sense of urgency when we getting ready for practice. Have some sense of urgency being on time for meetings, like, all that type of stuff. So, like I said, I'm excited, man. I can't wait to spend again with these guys, and it's going to be a good offseason.
How did you all handle the outsized expectations everybody had for you guys?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about anybody else, it's about us. Like, our standard is higher. It's going to be higher than what any media say, with any podcast, with any fan. Like, our expectation in this building is higher than that. So we can't worry about what anybody else is thinking. We just got to do our thing.
You guys have a lot of continuity on the defense across the board. This year, y'all didn't really get a chance to fully play together until the last couple of games. I mean, how nice is that to have that going into the offseason and build off that?
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. When we were all out there, we were wreaking havoc. And I thought we was wreaking havoc all season. We broke some records this year. When we had guys in, had guys out. But, like, to have us fully together, man, and feeding off that energy and we always say like, who gonna pop it off? You know what I'm saying? And everybody, one game at least popped it off once, and that's the trickling effect to like we call ourselves the engine, and like we're the engine of the team. Like we keep the team going, and I respect those guys in our room, man. Like they really took that like personal. Like we are the engine of the team, and it's beautiful. So I'm hoping that everybody can come back in that room because that's a very special room.
Will, you've been on this journey with CJ since the day you were drafted. What has it been like to grow with him, and how did y'all even grow more together this year?
Yeah, it's been beautiful. Like I'm pretty sure CJ's very open about it, but like he had like a spiritual thing going on this year, and it was beautiful to see. Like he stood in it, and I commend him for that. Like I told him I don't care. Like I told him I was like, bro, if the world hates you, just know like it hated Jesus first, and he stand firm on his faith, and I'm the same way. Like it don't matter. Like Jesus already said, like if the world hates you, it's okay because they hated me, and he stood fully in there, and you can see like. Each game, he started to get better and better. He didn't wave to the left, he didn't wave to the right. He stood in his storm, and he persevered through it, and that's what you have to have in a leader, and he does that. He represents that to everybody in this building. That's why we love him. Like, his energy is so contagious, and he makes everybody want to play for him just because of the guy who he is. And there's no other quarterback that I'd rather go to war with than CJ, man. And being on this journey with him, learning more about him, seeing the way he grows, seeing the way he cares about football, his passion for his outside life and everything like that, it's beautiful, and it's an inspiration not only to me, but everybody in his locker room.
Well, you talked to us about a moment you and CJ had last year in Baltimore when the season ended. Was there any moment like you two shared this year?
Not really, not this year. I was crying. I went more to my guys this year on the D-line, and he kind of did his thing. But we just dapped up and everything in there, man. And we know what we got to do. Like, we know we're almost there. And we got, like I said, we got to keep going to higher heights, man. We can't settle for second round, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, man. It's going to be good.
Today, when we spoke about the officiating, on Sunday they said, well, they agree with their calls. Obviously, they're going back to their guys. But they also said in the offseason they're going to look at all these things, forcible contact, sliding, and it's under review. As a defensive lineman, what can you hope for when it comes to these type of things?
The type of player that I am, like, after the play, I didn't go to the ref. I didn't do none of that. Like, I kept playing, and I had a really great game. I didn't let that affect me. I didn't let that affect how I played. Me and D'Amico talked, and I moved on. I'm not the type to chase calls. The NFL can do whatever they need to do for the thing. I feel like as a player, you just have to keep playing. And no matter what you say in the interview, no matter that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? There was some calls were, in my opinion, could have been better calls, and that's okay. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, it's about us. We have to do a better job of executing. We have to do a better job of going out there and being ready. And no matter what the outcome is, we have to do a better job of handling Texans business on both sides of the ball.
What do you think the NFL needs to do with that slide rule, like the late slides by the quarterback? Do you think that needs to be looked at?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely, it has to be looked at for everybody's safety. For everybody's safety, quarterbacks are sliding and keep from getting hit, but as they're sliding, some of their body is still up. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's hard to try to judge like a defensive player coming full speed and him stopping. Like I don't think people think that's easy, and it's really not. For us to have we're huge human beings, and for us to stop like that is kind of hard. So, like I said, man, we just got to keep playing at the end of the day. We can't worry about the calls. We can't worry about officiating. We got to play our brand of football.
Today's the day where you guys are supposed to be winding down the season, closing the chapter of this year. I'm listening to you right now. You sound extremely motivated. Just where does that come from?
I'm excited, man. I want to keep playing that, and I think that's just going into like my off-season thing. Like I'm just in that mode, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen how great this team can be. I've seen how great offense and defense can be, and I'm excited for next year. Like I know next year is going to be everything that we could possibly imagine. We just got to keep stacking, keep getting the right guys in here, man, and it's going to be a great thing to see. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro.